3 pairs of Nike Mercurial Vapor 12 Elites, $750. 3 Mercurial branded string bags in matching colors, priceless. What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of 3 different colorways of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 12 Elite. Something that I would not normally do, but since Nike released 3 colorway packs all at the same time, I have no choice. And those colorways include the Blackout Steath Ops colorway of the Mercurial Vapor 12 Elite, completely blacked out. The Wolf Gray and Light Crimson Raisin Concrete pack colorway, which looks really, really good. And possibly the most unique of the 3, the Raisin Fire pack colorway of the Mercurial Vapor 12 Elite, in Team Red, Metallic Silver, and Light Crimson. In today's video, we're going to be taking a closer look at all 3 of these very good looking colorways. We're also going to talk tech specs and performance, as well as take a look at all of them on feet. So if you want to learn more, please stick around, watch the entire video. If you are interested in any of these 3 for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below because they are available now. That link will take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $250 retail prices. Less than $750 if you buy all 3. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to support it with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification. I did the bell notification symbol too early for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. Included with each of the 3 boots is a box. For the Steath Ops pack, you get this box. For the Raisin Fire pack, you get this box. And for the Raisin Concrete pack, you get this box. And they also come with string bags. The Steath Ops pack comes with a fully blacked out string bag, which gets a 4 out of 7. The Raisin Fire pack comes with a Team Red string bag with gunmetal accents, this getting a string bag score of 4 out of 6. And the Raisin Concrete pack comes with this one, gray with the light crimson, which is kind of like a pinkish red accent there on the front. This gets a string bag score of 3.9 out of 5.764. We'll start by taking a closer look at the Blackout Steath Ops Pack, which is now called Steath Ops Pack and not Academy Pack, if you were wondering. It's still fully blacked out. They basically just changed the name. I'm assuming because they just released too many Academy packs and they wanted to stop doing that, so they changed the name. Typical Nike thing. Either way, they look really good. It's fully blacked out. There's not too much to talk about here. Part of the Nike skin covering is solid, more so around the edges, and then some of it is, of course, just exposed Flyknit as well. So you do have a nice combination of being able to see the plastic and the Flyknit, although I would always rather see the Flyknit. So going translucent, I think probably would have been the better call. You can see it has the black on black Nike swoosh, although it's the smaller swoosh at the toe rather than the one on the side that we saw for the World Cup and the Neymar colorway. But this still looks fine just because it's black on black. You don't really see it. You have the big swoosh there on the medial side. The Mercurial branding is somewhat noticeable in that it's kind of a dark gray rather than a black, mainly just so you can see the logo itself. But I would say overall it's pretty subtle. Black laces, black across the top, and then the stud plates, as you can see, are kind of like a dark gunmetal gray as well, which I personally have no issues with. If you're going for the blackout look, which I think always looks good, this is definitely the one to get, and it's very likely going to be the only blackout release for this generation of Mercurials. Then there's the Raisin Concrete pack colorway, which is what you're gonna see all the pros wearing for basically the next month or so. It's made up of wolf gray, a couple different shades of gray, as you can see, with a translucent Nike skin covering, so you get to see the entire Flyknit construction of the shoe, and then light crimson as an accent, which ends up looking like a bright red with a little bit of an orangish tinge to it. Again, the smaller swoosh at the toe, which I honestly don't mind as much now as when it first came out. It's a design that's definitely grown on me. You have the big swoosh there on the medial side still, and then the very big M logo on the back that's filled in more of like a metallic silver color with little reflective pluses running throughout. There's actually a lot of nice reflective elements to the shoe in the M as well as across the bottom here with these little lines, but we've had that on a couple different colorways of the Mercurial Superfly and Vapor so far, so that's not really anything too new. You're gonna find that internally the insole is that bright accent color as well, and then the stud plate, as you can see, is that kind of reddish orange light crimson color, but it does not have a wearable finish. Same goes for the Steath Ops pack one that I just showed. So this is basically just the color of the plastic. Nothing is going to wear away over time. Either way, really clean colorway. It's kind of unique in that it's a light gray rather than a white, so they're perhaps not going to look as dirty too quickly as white boots would, mainly because it's gray. I guess once white boots get dirty, they kind of end up looking gray anyways, but they're still light colors, so they're gonna get dirty pretty quickly if you're wondering. Either way, I think they look quite good. And then we have my personal favorite of the three, the Rising Fire Pack colorway, formerly known as the Youngblood Pack, but Nike changed the name for whatever reason. This is a colorway that we're not going to see any pro players wear. At least Nike's not going to pay any of their pro players to be wearing these for whatever reason. It just ends up being a colorway pack for the general public, which is perfectly fine for me. I love the team red color of this particular shoe. It's basically like a maroon burgundy, but you can see there's different shades of that color mixed in, along with a little bit of black and I guess dark gray within the Flyknit weave, translucent Nike skin covering. I just think it looks very, very premium. It's an unusual color, but it looks quite good given the knitted upper that this is made out of. You're also gonna find an accent color of basically 2 shades of grayish silver, a light silver for the outline of the swoosh and kind of like a gunmetal for the inside. It's got the small swoosh at the toe as well, which again, I don't think it looks as good as the side swoosh, but I don't hate it on this particular colorway. Then the big M logo there on the back, made up of the 2 shades of gray as well. Big Nike swoosh on the medial side. A little bit of an accent of light crimson around the edges of these collar extension pieces. That's not something you really know or see when you're wearing the shoes. And then some light crimson accents in the stud tips as well. You'll also notice that instead of the reflective strips running through basically the midfoot area, like you'd find on pretty much any shoe of this particular line, the Mercurials, this is black stripes that are non-reflective material, which actually I think make for a really nice accent. It's a very premium colorway, a very expensive looking colorway, and again, out of the 3 here, this is my personal favorite. Now, when it comes to performance, I feel like this is a good opportunity to address a question that I get every once in a while, and that is whether or not there's differences in materials and overall performance from one colorway to the next. Are the newer colorways better than the older ones? Do they change things? Do they make improvements? For the most part, not really. They end up being almost exactly the same. If there's a major issue with the boot early on when it's first released, sometimes if the issue is bad enough, they'll make some kind of improvements or changes to future colorways, but that is very few and far between. In the case of the Mercurial Vapor 12 Elite, regardless of which colorway you go for, they are all 100% identical, which is good because I think the Vapor 12 Elite is one of the best speed boots, if not the best speed boot currently on the market. For those that don't know too much about these, here's a quick breakdown of what's going on. It's a full Flyknit upper. In fact, this is the first ever Flyknit Vapor that Nike has ever produced. The Vapor series from Vapor 3 up until Vapor 11 has been made out of a variation of the same Teijin synthetic, which a lot of people were very unhappy when it ended up being Flyknit. But if you like the Teijin synthetic and you don't want Flyknit on your Vapor, go and buy the Vapor 12 Pro. Technically not official Teijin synthetic, but it might as well be because it feels pretty much identical. Plus they're 120 bucks rather than 250 that you have to spend for these. However, I still think that the Elite model is a little bit better. I prefer the feel of the Flyknit. I find these extremely comfortable. For me personally, the most comfortable Vapor that I've ever worn, and I've worn every single one since the original Vapor 1, so that says a lot, I would say. Says a lot, I would say. Anyways, if you're looking for a thin barefoot feel and a tight wrap around your foot, that's essentially what you're getting here from the Vapor 12 Elite. They're not quite as thin as the Vapor 10 and 11 that came before them, but you still get the general sensation of a Mercurial Vapor, I would say, that is ultimately a very positive experience. It fits very snug, but doesn't have any extra structure elements despite just being a knitted upper. So flywire is not something that we see here, although we've really never seen it on the Mercurial Vapors before. It features a standard low cut construction, which really is the main difference this time around between the Vapor 12 Elite and the Superfly 6 Elite. The Superfly is a mid, the Vapor is a low. I personally prefer the look and feel of the lows, but there really isn't much of a difference. It features a very similar construction to what we originally saw introduced on the Flyknit Ultra, which I really do like, very comfortable. And then it does have the anatomic sole plate base, giving you this very connected sensation to the base of the shoe. And of course that split sole platform on the bottom. That's kind of controversial, but honestly feels pretty much like what we had before with slightly more thickness to it. I don't mind the solid feel though, and the stud pattern, this being the firm ground variation, of course, very aggressive traction, probably the best in the business when it comes to speed boots. Of course, they're also very light, which is worth mentioning, but you probably already expected that from a pair of high-end Mercurials. And they're just really, really good boots. If you can justify the price tag, it is one of, if not the best speed boot currently on the market right now. And if you are looking for more information aside from what I just covered, I'm gonna leave a little pop-up on screen to my playtest comparison video between the Vapor 12 and Superfly 6 Elite. You get to see the two shoes in action. I compare the two, of course, and you basically learn everything that you need to know if you were planning on picking these up. So if you haven't seen that video, be sure to go ahead and check it out. Get ready for a lace swap extravaganza. For the Rising Fire Pack colorway, obviously it comes with these team red laces that match the boots. I've swapped them out for some metallic silver reflective SR4U replacement laces that work really nicely with the metallic silver Nike swooshes and branding on the upper. Really like that combo. For the all black ones, the Steath Ops Pack, obviously it comes with all black laces. These ones in particular though are kind of cheap feeling. They also look a little bit cheap in person as well. I swapped those out, maintaining the blackout theme, for some black reflective SR4U replacement laces. So they're still black, but it adds the reflective bits, which is a very cool little detail. And then for the Raisin Concrete ones, it also comes with these kind of cheap laces that are in the matching wolf gray. I've swapped those out for some red reflective SR4U replacement laces that again accent really nicely with the light crimson bits on the boots. So if you are interested in some SR4U replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. Here's a quick look at the Blackout Steath Ops Pack colorway on feet. All black Mercurials always look really cool to me. So if you're looking for the speed boot style in a more stealthy look, this is definitely the one to go for. And then here's a quick look at the Rising Fire Pack colorway, which again, I think looks really, really good. I love this team red maroon burgundy. It's so unique, so unusual for this style of shoe, but with the silver accents, I just think it looks really clean. And finally, we have the Raisin Concrete colorway in the Mercurial Vapor 12 Elite, which is probably the most important of these three because this is the one that the pros are gonna be wearing over the next month or so. I like the wolf gray. It's kind of unique. You can see against white socks, it just kind of looks a little bit weird, but cool at the same time. I'm a fan, but of course, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Which of these three is your favorite? If you're wondering about how the Vapors fit and feel on feet, they're comfortable. I said this earlier in the video. I think this is the most comfortable Vapor 12 Elite that I've personally ever worn. But again, everyone is gonna have their own opinion on what their favorite generation of Vapor is. These are very different than previous generations because they are Flyknit, and you definitely will notice that if you're coming from a Teijin Mercurial Vapor. But after about an hour or so of wear time, once the material has softened up a little bit just from a little bit of heat, I think that most people will really like the way that these fit. They're not quite as thin as the last Vapor 11 or Vapor 10, but they come very, very close, and the touch I would say is still very premium, and the comfort makes up for the slightly thicker upper, I would say as well. At least for most people, I would assume that is going to be the case. As far as the overall fit and width is concerned, it's still a Mercurial Vapor, but they have actually widened the shoe as well as increased the volume in comparison to the last generation Vapor 11, which was actually very narrow and very low volume. For me personally, I didn't find those particularly comfortable to wear. These I find a lot more comfortable. So again, it's going to be very much based on personal preference and the shape of your feet specifically. But I think for most people, they'll actually prefer the way these fit over the previous generation Mercurials. Width-wise, I'd say that these are going to be wide enough for most people despite having such a tight fit, but it's just that. You're going to have to know that these have a tight fit. So if you're not into that style of shoe, if you don't find that comfortable, it's probably best to stay away from the Mercurial series in general. And if you do have really wide feet, probably not a great idea to go for these either, especially considering the upper isn't really going to stretch all that much. They'll fit most people, but just know that they still fit very tight. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing these in my usual size 9.5 US, and fit and length is pretty much perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair for yourself, just like previous generation Mercurials, I would recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. So in conclusion, the Vapor 12 Elite is my personal favorite Vapor of all time. I find them comfortable, I like the responsiveness, the stud pattern is great, that anatomic sole plate makes for a very connected sensation. There isn't much about these that I don't like, which is a very, very positive thing, because typically Vapors are not really my style of shoe, but I'm perfectly happy to wear the brand new Vapor 12 Elite. So it's one of those shoes that I can very strongly recommend. My only thing that I would say is that if you're gonna buy a pair of Vapors, just buy one, don't buy three. Anyways, guys, that is it for my review. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. Again, if you're interested in any of these boots for yourself, you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $250 retail price. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.